don't think we're gonna get it right until after we do right by Matt Ryan. Time to get him in the Ring of Honor right now and just do right by him. Because us fans, the true fans, we loved Matt Ryan. But I think a lot of the fans, to BRF's points, so like I stated, I'm going to emphasize the fact that this was BRF's point and not my own, but I completely get what he was saying. We did not appreciate Matt Ryan when he was here. That was the largest window.
And you also mentioned that, champ, on my pod, because remember, we did the babyface heel.
Yeah.
And all of us, it was unanimous, Matt Ryan babyface, because of
Yes,
what
indeed.
he meant to Atlanta post Michael Vick.
That was the look, let's just be real, man. That was the largest period of consistency that we ever had as an organization. The largest. We didn't have that stability with Steve Barkowski. We didn't have that stability with Chris Chandler, and he took us to a Super Bowl. We didn't have it with Michael Vick. We did not have consecutive winning seasons until Matt Ryan arrived, and he produced 4 in a row. Took us to an NFC championship, took us to a Super Bowl, MVP. He did everything that we could have asked for, and was part of the community as well. You can go around there, you can see him deep in his philanthropy bag and all of that. But to BRF's point, man, I think this is karma, man. This quarterback situation, us just not being able to get right, man. We did not appreciate, like I said, the true fans like myself and BRF, we appreciated Matt Ryan. But I don't think the average Atlanta fan, I don't think that the average Atlanta fan appreciated Matt Ryan. They were so, I believe this wholeheartedly, they were so wild by the highlight reel of Michael Vick and the prettiness and the flashiness of it that they kind of browse over Matt Ryan like he's not a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
You can make that case?
Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer. And he played in the hardest division arguably in the history of the league. Think about that division.
Quarterback division.
Drew Brees, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan. That was the hardest division in the history. Effectively, all 3 of them went to a Super Bowl. 2 of them won the MVP.
And one of them won the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP.
And one of them won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP for a franchise who, outside of the Dome Patrol, really didn't have a lot to celebrate. So
they were the Aints.
Yeah, they were the Aints. And look, people think when we say the Aints, it's a bad thing. The Saints fans themselves gave themselves the name the Aints. They used to come up there and they used to wear these little plastic bags and they used to put Aints on there, but they still used to sell out every game.
Not only that, though, but Drew Brees, and again, to your point, champ, because you mentioned this on my pod. Sorry to cut you off, big fella.
It's all good.
Remember, you said it yourself. They were moving that franchise to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Post Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah. That would have been devastating to them. That would have been devastating to that community because that's all they had.
Yeah. That and the New Orleans Hornets, now the New Orleans Pelicans. But big fella, I think when you look at Matt Ryan now, you realize how good y'all had it in Atlanta. I think people took Matt Ryan for granted because, to your point, the Michael Vick experience and how they looked at Michael Vick outside of the football field. Before the whole thing with Michael Vick back in 2007, they looked at him as the Allen Iverson of the NFL. And again, when you're in a predominant black city like Atlanta, and when you have someone as electric as Mike Vick, their eyes are going to be glued to the TV screen. But when you look at Matt Ryan, no off-the-field issues. Consistent. He puts up numbers each and every year. Champ, he's more of a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, than Eli Manning. I know people will say Eli because of the 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He beat Brady. He beat Manning. But if you look at Matt Ryan's body of work compared to Eli outside of those 2 Super Bowls, who do you look at and stands out who had the better career?
It was Matt Ryan, man. Look, I'm looking at the stats, man. That's the reason I brought my head down. I'm looking at the stats, man. Look, man.
Well, I thought you were looking at Magic City.
No. We'll get to that later. But we never had back-to-back winning seasons before he got there. First year he got there, we damn near won a division title the first year. It wasn't for Carolina. Second year he got hurt, and he was out for a few games. And ironically, his rookie year when he got hurt was the only time that he missed time at the beginning of his career. in Atlanta. So he missed only 3 games in his career in Atlanta, and that was in his second year when he hurt his leg.
You know, the first pass he attempted was a touchdown.
To Michael Jenkins of all people.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. Then, man, look, during that time, we had 2 13-win seasons in his first 5 years. He had 2 13-win seasons in his first 5 years. He got there in 2008. We was in the NFC Championship less than 4 years later.